Welcome to round 3 of the 2026 Porsche 944 Challenge Series Australia. Round 3 is presented by Tyrepower Benalla, with thanks to our supporting partners: Porsche Australia, Advan Yokohama Tyres, Butcher's Diner Melbourne, LK Diesel Service, Bowden's Own Car Care Products, AVI Technology, Bullmaster Bayside, Baseline, 888 Home Loans, Pit Lane Clothing. Round 3 sees the championship head to the beautiful Victorian High Country and to the nation's action track, Winton Motor Raceway. Located around 200 kilometres north of Melbourne, the circuit is 3 kilometres long and runs in a clockwise direction. The circuit is well known for being technically demanding with a tight and twisty nature. Overall, there are 12 corners. The key ones to watch out for are turns 1 and 2, with the concrete walls being very close. Turns 5 and 6, a long sweeping section of the track. Turn 9, which leads onto a short back straight. And turn 12, which leads onto the long front straight and towards the start-finish line. Qualifying took place on Saturday morning in fine and sunny conditions, and it was the multiple race winner Adam Brewer who continued his great early season form with another commanding pole in the AVI Technology car over two-time series champion Jamie Westaway in the number 50 machine. Sidelink driver Mark Verdino returns to the category for the first time this year, and showing he's lost none of his former race-winning touch, he'll start from the second row, a great performance first up. Another race winner, Mark Torbitz, starts from 4th in the number 22 Pipecraft car. Reigning and 6-time champion Cameron Bella comes from position 5 in the red number 1 Bella Motorsport entry, with yet another multiple champion and local favourite Chris Lewis-Williams next to him in the Tyrepower Benalla car. Lyndon Watson comes next from position 7, with Sam Rofe alongside him in the number 68 PCM Porsche. Josh Brisbane returns to Winton in the number 56 Butcher's Diner Melbourne machine, and he'll start from P9, with the ever-consistent Michael Westaway next to him from position 10. Manny Mezaselma in the EJM Financial Advice car comes next on row 6, and the number 333 Carpet Shed Racing machine of Andrew Goldman completes the 12-car field. On Saturday afternoon, in clear and dry conditions, the field rolled out for the first of 3 races for the weekend.
It is great to be here at Winton Motor Raceway on what is an uncharacteristically lovely day here. Normally used to it being really, really cold, bit of rain, which we might see coming tomorrow, but for the time being here, it's a gorgeous day in Kelly Country, and we're here for round 3 of the 2026 Victorian Trophy Tour. My name is Matt Dunlop, and first cab off the rank this weekend is going to be the 944 Challenge, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Tony Westaway, up in the commentary box. Tony, it's great to have your company.
Thanks very much, Matt.
It was Brewer and Westaway who lined up on the front row.
Fielder just lining up now onto the grid for the first time here at Winton Motor Raceway in 2026 round 3. Adam Brewer in the centre of your shot there, and he'll have the inside line into turn 1. But Jamie Westaway will be looking to try and make a pass around the outside into that chicane of turn 2 as well. The green flag waves at the back. The red lights are on. We're getting ready to go, and we're underway here for race 1 at Winton Motor Raceway.
And whilst it was clean at the front, at the rear, the race was over before it began for Goldman.
Right, and that's the 333 car of Goldman, who's had a huge excursion and is already the first car past turn 10. But he's gone well off the track there as the rest of the field filters through turn 1 and 2. We've got another car who's gone off the track there that looked to be Sam Rofe, who had an excursion. Big lock up there from Chris Lewis-Williams. He makes a pass on Cameron Bella. It's all happening here at Winton. Cameron Bella's getting a bit of rallycross practice in as well. The action has started immediately here at Winton.
With Goldman's car stranded on the entry to the fast turn 10, the safety car was immediately called.
It is Tony Westaway's son, Jamie Westaway, who leads this race. Adam Brewer second. Mark Verdino still holding the third position as they all filter up and through turns 6, 7, 8 and 9 for the first time.
A tangle with the number 10 of Mazza Selma on the main straight, sending Goldman careering to the far side of the track.
Here we see a replay. So here's the start. You can see Goldman just starting to the inside there, and we'll get a really, really good view of what's happened. Yeah. And they've unfortunately just tangled wheels there.
Yeah, just wheel to wheel. That's going to knock you off every time. And he's quite lucky there was nothing actually there to hit. So
100%. He's gone a big way off track there. So we are under safety car conditions as a result of that. They haven't been able to get Andrew's car out of the way just quick enough, which is completely fair enough. It's a fairly short lap here at Winton, and he's put himself right in the firing line on the exit of turn 10 there. So safety car will be neutralising this one for sure. So the Racer Industries safety car takes control of the field.
Officials were quick to clear the number 333. Verdino advising Brewer he was keen to resume racing.
Really, really quick safety car period as they got the strike again to get the action back underway with just under 10 minutes on the clock. So they filter through single file into turn 1 and 2 this time. So a little bit more line astern, not as much bumping.
Torbett saw an opportunity.
Nice, clean, solid laps under their belt. Mark Torbett's having a look up the inside of Chris Lewis-Williams and gets a very nice move done into turn 3.
And the great early speed from Verdino would suddenly come unstuck with a fuel pump issue.
Turn 5 here, such a long, fast, steady state left where you can really see some minute differences in the cars. As Mark Verdino is actually having an issue. He's run very, very wide to the point where he's actually pulled off the track and he's brought that car to a halt, nowhere near the third position that he was running at the start of the lap. And that car is not looking to be running in a good way. So can't see any damage. It looks like there must be a mechanical of some sort, but what a shame for Mark Verdino.
Yeah. His day done. Meanwhile, the battle raged at the front for the lead.
It looks like Jamie's probably struggling a little bit there at the moment.
Oh yeah, he's having to take a bit of a tighter inside line there into turn 7 just to hold off Adam Brewer. So putting in a really good defensive drive. You see Mark Verdino's actually been able to get his car up and running again just ahead of these two drivers. So hopefully that doesn't mean there'll be any more interruptions to this race. But yeah, Jamie Westaway, he doesn't have the pace he was hoping for, but putting in a ripping drive to make that 944 as wide as he possibly can.
Rowe found the gravel at the fast turn 1.
The car's obviously being, Sam Rofe has had a bit of an excursion there. Not sure what's caused that. He's back on track and he seems to be getting back on the pace there. He's lost quite a bit of momentum, so.
But replays showing, in fact, an avoidance after a spin by Mazza Selma.
Makes it tricky. Let's have a look back. So Manny Metzasama's in the stripe again, and that explains why Sam Rofe was having a bit of a rally drive earlier because he had nowhere else to go.
Both cars able to continue racing.
Back at the front though, Jamie Westaway's really had to put the car right to the outside there. They go side by side through turn 8 and 9. And I reckon Adam Brewer's going to get it done unless Jamie Westaway can hold on and put the boot down. He's running around the outside. He's got an awesome run out of turn 9. He'll have the inside line into 10. That is a great defensive drive from Jamie Westaway to hold on to the lead. It's brought Mark Torbett's into the fray as well, actually.
The tight fight at the front was allowing Torbett's to creep up too.
He's seen these two scrapping in front of him, cutting lap times out of each other, and he's thought, I like the look of this, I'll just put my foot in, and now he's up into what is a 3-car battle for the lead.
However, a late tyre delamination put paid to his chances.
Go on the defensive there to keep Cameron Bella behind him, so that number 1 car is looking really, really quick, but Lewis Williams is putting in an awesome defensive drive here, while also trying to get past Torbett, so really, really interesting lines here, differences in line between these 3 cars, all trying to do.
Look out, Mark's going around.
Speaking of a difference in line, that is suboptimal from Mark Torbett, who's looped it on the exit of 9, unfortunately, and has pulled up just on the exit on the inside of the course there. Well off the racing line. Hopefully he can get that car up and running and find a break in the traffic. And good to go. So good to see Mark back on track.
Out in front though, it was the former 2-time series champion Westaway who held it all together.
Bit of a gap has been carved out now for Jamie Westaway, who's really rollicking home here in the number 50 machine. Doesn't have Adam Brewer all over the back of him anymore, and he's going to round the final corner here at Winton with the checkered flag in sight down the main straight. Jamie Westaway will take race 1 here of the Porsche 944 Challenge at Winton Motor Raceway to start off our proceedings for round 3 of Victoria Trophy Tour.
So it's a strong first up victory for Jamie Westaway. A business-like performance over Adam Brewer. Tyrepower Benalla driver Chris Lewis-Williams rounds out the podium. Cam Balla narrowly back in 4th. Lyndon Watson home in 5th in the number 5. Josh Brisbane with a great result. Solid and consistent Michael Westerway leads home Mark Torberts, who recovered to 8th, while Sam Rope and Manny Mesoselma complete the top 10. Unfortunate endings for Mark Verdino with a fuel pump issue, and a very early shower for Andrew Goldman after a first lap tangle, meaning those two will be back chasing points tomorrow. On Sunday morning, race 2 of the weekend, and this time the high country weather had closed in.
My name is Matt Dunlop. I've got Tony Westerway alongside me, and we're going to get the day started immediately with Porsche 944 action. The 12-car field of Porsche 944s are ready to go on a damp Winton Motor Raceway here for round 3 of the 2026 Victorian Trophy Tour.
All drivers on edge in the cool and sketchy conditions.
Revs are going to be building soon for a 20-minute race coming up, and we're underway. Very, very hesitant off the line. A lot of these cars, especially on the left-hand side of the track where there's so much rubber being laid down. Very, very towy start, and you can just see how much the weather is affecting all of these cars there.
Brisbane, however, did find grip, charging up to 4th.
Can everyone get through unscathed? You'd really, really hope so, and it's looking very neat and tidy. Mark Medina, you can see in this battle pack, having had a fuel pump issue yesterday, is back up and running today in that number 44 car. Andrew Goldman is behind there as well, having been able to make the start again, so all 12 cars make the start.
Showing just how hard the conditions were. Even the reigning champion Bella was caught out early.
But no, all very good. And I suspect probably half the field's on new tyres out there at the moment.
There has been a spin on the first lap, as a matter of fact, and it's Cameron Bell. We just saw him throw past in that shot there, and we'll pick him up later on. So he's gone right to the back of the field. Not a great start for the reigning champion, Cameron Bella. Probably might have dragged a little bit on the track. So here's a replay. There's Cameron Bella just looping it. That's really uncharacteristic, isn't it?
That is. He's gone out there, this one a little bit wide on the ripple strip there.
Bedino too sliding off.
Normally seeming that. Oh, another spin for Mark Bedino. Really treacherous here. Everyone just getting used to these new conditions here. Bedino takes a lot of curve there, trying to get back on track. Does a bit more rally crossing across turn 7 there, but he's underway once more.
Then the fast starting Brisbane as well. An unfortunate slide after rising up to 3rd. Meanwhile, Brewer took the lead.
As they come across the line, it is Aaron Brewer who has taken the lead and opened up a huge gap over Jamie Westaway. Chris Lewis-Williams in 3rd, and then Cameron Bella has been dropping like a stone, so it's Lyndon Watson who has made his way up to 4th. This on screen is the battle for 4th with Michael Westaway, Manny Menzasama. Cameron Bella has made his way back up to 7th position here, and then behind is Andrew Goldman, Sam Rope, Mark Torberts, Mark Medino, and Josh Brisbane. So
Bella and Torberts began their storm towards the front.
Through this top of the circuit here is looking way faster today.
It's very hard out through the curves up there in 8 and 9 to actually maintain the go-kart line, people in the line there.
You can just see how much standing water there is on the exit of 9 there as well. So these cars are pioneers for the weekend, just trying to wick as much of that water off the surface as they possibly can.
Showing just how hard conditions were, even an unforced error by leader Brewer saw Westaway close back up.
Today, we look back at the front, and Jamie Westaway has actually clawed back an insane amount of time. That gap has been brought right down to 0.8 of a second. It's basically academic here.
Only for him too to find the grass at turn 7.
Number 81 as well. It might be good to just, stay there and not make too many risks and bring it home in 2nd, which is still a great result.
Yeah, I like the way you're thinking, but you get a driver out there, and yes, that's exactly what happened.
Oh, that is such a shame for Jamie Westaway. Really unfortunate for Jamie there in the number 50 car. He's going to lose a lot of time. He does have the benefit of huge gaps being opened up between all the cars behind him, so I don't think he's lost a huge amount of position. So let's take a look at what happened. They're filtering through turn 7 here. That's Adam Brewer in front. Jamie Westaway just looks to just get on the throttle a little bit too early, maybe touch the paint, maybe there's a bit of standing water on the outside, but in any case, it's just picked the car up and shipped it off express to the infield.
Next off the road, Watson with a high-speed slide.
Whoa, with Lyndon Watson, massive lock up on the run into turn 10. He's looped it there, got it all crossed up into the dirt. He's just kept on the tarmac, but geez, really, really nervy moment there for Lyndon Watson. Just a little bit further out onto the right-hand side of the circuit than he would have expected. That has let Cameron Bella and Mark Torbitz, well, Cameron Bella was already ahead. Mark Torbitz is now up into 5th position as a result of that. So it really is a race to survive.
Again, quickly followed by Westaway.
Mark Torbitz had a spin, unfortunately, yesterday. Speaking of a spin, there's Jamie Westaway out in 3rd position. He's lost it again in turn 1. We'll see if we can see where he can recover on the track. We're looking at the cars going up the main straight. Cameron Bell there is in 4th. Westaway just rejoins ahead of the old pit lane, and he hasn't lost a single position. Still in 3rd position, but Cameron Bella has seen that. His eyes have lit up.
And Bella saw his chance to pounce.
Jamie Westaway is going to have to defend for his life here to keep that podium position, but Cameron Bella already giving him some Morse code on the rear bumper. Take it easy. Look at the amount of standing water on the entry to turn 4 as well. Really got to be careful not to aquaplane in these conditions.
Even a final scare for the clear race leader Brewer, as he just managed to keep it on the tarmac.
But let's have a look in the meantime. So we just saw Adam Brewer here, just losing it a little bit, almost slid the car, caught it, pointed the wheel straight, had to take a little bit of an excursion off there as he converted it into a bit of an understeer, but really, really good recovery there.
Yeah, good recovery there by Adam, because plenty of cars have actually turned it around there and ended up in the wall backwards. So
Goldman charging right to the end. A second last lap lunge by Brisbane on Michael Westaway was enough to sneak through.
So at the moment, they might have a little issue there. Oh, there's Josh having another go at Michael, coming back on Michael.
Up the inside at turn 11. Has the move done for now. Michael's trying to get the nose ahead, but he's around the outside, so he'll have to tuck it back inside into turn 12. Josh Brisbane returns serve and makes his way back up into 10th position there. So
only to then be caught out by a spinning Goldman, the number 56 with nowhere to go.
Well, actually, that was Michael actually passing him down the straight, and then Josh has actually come back at the end of the straight.
Andrew Goldman, big lose into turn 3, loops it around, has to park the car in the middle of the track, and Josh Brisbane will be kicking himself. Couldn't get out of the way. Well done to keep out of contact, but he's lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, he has indeed, yeah. That's what happens. Someone spins in front of you, you've got to try and avoid them. Michael was lucky enough that he was able to get round poor old Josh.
Meanwhile, leader Brewer glad to eventually see the checkered flag.
But out in front, Adam Brewer is going to bring it home, an almost faultless drive to take the checkered flag for a wet race 2 here at Winton Motor Raceway. Adam Brewer flashes the lights as he crosses the line. He will win race 2 ahead of Chris Lewis-Williams.
So after yet another drama-filled 944 battle, it's the Black Widow Spider, Adam Brewer, who takes his first win of the weekend in tough conditions. A smooth drive by Chris Lewis-Williams sees him home in 2nd. Jamie Westaway holds on for 3rd. A storming drive by Cam Bella after an early spin saw him home in 4th, just ahead of a clean Mark Torbitz. Mark Verdino too, with a great comeback after an early spin. Manny Mezzasolma, Lyndon Watson, Michael Westaway and Josh Brisbane complete a hard-fought top 10. Andrew Goldman and Sam Rowe bring their cars home in the trying conditions, meaning points on the board for those two. On late Sunday afternoon, the field rolled out for race 3, the final race of the weekend. But by now, the early light showers had become a full-force storm.
Welcome back to round 3 of the 2026 Victorian Trophy Tour here at gorgeous, sunny Winton Motor Raceway. Nope, sorry, I've got my glasses. I've got the wrong prescription. I've got them fixed up. All right, got my correct glasses on. Oh, it's teaming down. My goodness. Who could have seen that coming? Great from spectating because you never know what's going to happen. But as a driver, you're either in one of two minds. It's either really towy and you hate driving in the wet, or you love it and you can't wait to see what comes of it. My name is Matt Dunlop. I've never been a driver, but the man next to me, Tony Westaway, has driven these 944s a lot. Premium here because you just look at the condition of the track into turn 6 and 7 there. Yeah. So much water. There's a bit of a, I don't want to use the word dry line because that's quite frankly incorrect, but it's not a river. So it's actual tarmac that you can contact with the tyre there. And it just...
In fact, with the rain being so heavy, race officials deemed that the race would start behind the safety car.
what we're actually doing here, we've changed the procedure a little bit because of these conditions. We're going to be running a safety car start. So all the cars will come up to the grid but sort of form up single file as they wait behind the safety car. And then the race will start with under a safety car period. And it will then be a single lap, I believe, from the safety car there, depending on the conditions, of course. We'll see how it plays out. And then once they're ready to go, it'll be like a safety car restart, if you will, but that'll be the start of the green flag run.
And looking at the onboard views, it's not surprising.
The safety car is getting underway now, so Adam Brewer will take off as well as the race officially gets underway directly under safety car conditions. So even the flag marshals are having a bit of trouble getting those flags unstuck at the corner post, but we always appreciate their work. And it is race 3 of the Porsche 944 Challenge, which is now underway with thanks to Tyrepower Benalla.
The treacherous conditions meant visibility was near on impossible. In some cases, virtually zero. Once properly underway, it wasn't long before chaos ensued. Drivers fighting standing water engulfing the track.
As the green flag waves to get this race moving from a green perspective. So we can start overtaking, we can start getting some racing, but it's still so towy for these drivers as they're going to turn 1 for the first time. Keeping it off the curb because there's a lot of standing water pooling on the inside there. They tiptoe through 1 and 2, line astern basically, but now 3 and 4, this is going to be a real challenge. You can see the rivers of water there getting thrown out of the side of these Yokohama tyres under brakes there. A lot of drivers being careful not to pinch a brake as they go through these corners. Big puddles here getting nailed by these drivers too through turn 4. And it's still running as they were when they started at this stage. So Brewer leads from Chris Lewis-Williams, Jamie Westaway and Cameron Bella. There's your top 4 on screen. A lot was a grip. And let's have a look at Chris Lewis-Williams. So this is the start of the race from the green flag perspective. Yeah, immediately under brakes there the first time. Just lost the rear end. Caught it immediately. Did a really good job to hold on to it. And didn't lose the position there. But, gee, that'll wake you up.
You're right.
Manny Metsasama's on screen here. Great to see him back in the car. Lyndon Watson really not having a great start to his race. Down in 7th position. So he's lost a couple of spots there in the Don Watson Transport Machine. Beautifully presented car there, as always. Always good to see Lyndon racing as, it's the amount of water. I can't say it enough just how treacherous it is here at Winton. And these drivers will be acutely aware of that as Lyndon Watson just charging through. Michael Westaway as well. We just saw briefly flash across there in his...
Michael Westaway, not surprisingly, finding the grass.
Let's have a look at a replay again. So there's Michael, unfortunately, who's decided that he didn't have enough work for you to do already in the garage, Tony. So he's picked up a lot more mud underneath that car for you to clean out once he pulls back in, but he's rejoined the race.
Chris Lewis-Williams has got ahead there of Adam Brewer.
He has. So Chris Lewis-Williams takes the lead of the race. He's found a lot of time there. Adam Brewer still has a bit of a gap over Cameron Bella. Jamie Westaway, though, has also dropped back a little bit. He's in 4th position, so a lot of shuffling around at the front of this race.
Lewis-Williams grabbing the lead. Rofe finding the conditions impossible with no wipers.
Not to say the same for Sam Rofe, unfortunately, who's had to pull his car to a stop on the entry to pit lane there. Hasn't even been able to make it back into the lane, so what a shame for the number 68 machine there.
And then suddenly, Bella launched into an open sea.
Machine there. Sam Rofe looks like his race is done.
Oh, there goes Cam Bella.
Massive off for Cameron Bella, carrying a lot of speed, shooting off at turn 4 there. Rejoins the track at turn 10. So he shortcutted it completely. Goes right through the water there. That's a massive amount of pace he was carrying through, and I think he's just going to throttle off and wait for his fellow competitors to come around and retake those positions. But what a massive get off there.
He's lucky to get through there because there's quite a ditch in through the centre of that track in there.
There certainly was. He's been having a bit of strife there all day. This morning he spun on lap 1 on the exit of 4. He didn't even touch the curb, he said to me. He just got a little bit too heavy on the throttle and it just turned the thing around.
Looked like a ballerina, didn't he?
He did. Let's have a look and see what happened this time. So we won't be able to see what started it, but there he is, shooting across like a bullet in that number 1 Bella Motorsport machine. There's that ditch that you talked about, bouncing through there. Keeps all 4 wheels on the grass and gets it back on the track there. So
the number 1 thankfully able to continue on. Then from one champion to another, next to go, Jamie Westaway sliding straight on at turn 3.
He is, absolutely, and I'm not surprised. Jamie Westaway's off as well. He's gone straight ahead at turn 3 there, kept it off the tyres, but that thing just was not able to pull up. He must have just locked the tyres, and it was just a complete passenger there under brakes. Gets it back on track, but that just goes to show you how wet it is here. And even with this semi-slick Yokohama tyre they're running, it's really, really tricky to get these cars around here and keep them on the track here.
Remarkably, Brewer and Lewis Williams were still going at it for the win.
Weather conditions changing, so bit of a wider line there from Chris Lewis Williams. Adam Brewer just tucking it to the inside a bit, trying to get creative and just see where the grip is. There's not much of it to go around. So
well, Chris is an old go-karter, so he'd be certainly following the go-kart line in the wet.
Let's have a look.
Mesoselma too, actually enjoying the torrid conditions.
And we'll focus on this battle here between Manny Mezzasama and Jamie Westaway. So he's been able to rejoin, but lost a lot of position. And Manny Mezzasama, up in 5th place right now, is having a great run. One of his best runs he's had in quite some time in a 944.
Westaway managing to somehow get around Mesoselma and then start the hunt for Torbets, only for the extreme conditions to once again catch out the former 2-time champion.
Has had to give up that spot to Jamie Westaway, though, who's made his way back up into 5th position and now chases down Mark Torbets in 4th ahead of him in that really good-looking yellow car as well. So still got a bit of a gap to chase up. There is Mark Torbets ahead of Jamie Westaway. Car's looking really, really good here so far as he comes around through turns 1 and 2. And yeah, as it was this morning, it's very much a race of survival, isn't it?
It is. He's done it again.
He has run wide again. He's locked it up. Not to the same extent, but he's gone into the fence. What a shame for Jamie Westaway.
This time, there was no escaping for the number 50.
Nose dived into the tyres on the exit of 3. That thing is stranded in the gravel. I hardly imagine it'll be going anywhere. Yellow flags immediately out on the scene. The race is still going up front though. Chris Lewis Williams still leading the way with Adam Brewer just behind him.
And with Westaway stranded on track, the race was called.
And
Don't think he'll be getting out of there.
certainly not without some assistance from the recovery crews. So I can see the recovery vehicles may be mobilising shortly, but we'll keep an eye to see if the race will stay green. We're going to be getting an early checkered flag here, as a matter of fact, folks, because we're getting pretty close to the end of the racing time regardless. So Chris Lewis Williams has 2 corners left to go.
Lewis Williams sliding his way to a very hard-fought hometown victory.
We've got 1 more corner left to navigate, and Chris Lewis Williams in the number 37 car will bring it home to take the checkered flag in a chaotic race 3 where everything was happening to everyone. Chris Lewis Williams kept the nose straight and he gets the race win.
So, with the final race of the weekend, it's the Baron of Benalla, Chris Lewis Williams, who takes the win for Tyrepower. Home over Adam Brewer, another podium, meeting more championship points banked. And Cameron Bella shows his experience, claiming the final podium spot. Mark Torbets up to a solid 4th, and Manny Mezzasoma showing persistence pays off with 5th, his best ever performance in the 944 Challenge. Lyndon Watson home ahead of Andrew Goldman in 7th, his best ever finish in the category as well. Mark Verdino and Josh Brisbane round out a very battle-worn and soaking wet field. Jamie Westaway showing even champions can find the fence, and Michael Westaway and Sam Rofe happy to park their cars, walking away with thoughts towards the next round. So, looking at the points tallies after the 3rd round of the 2026 season. As the 944 Challenge Series competes nationally, as well as locally in Australian states, there are 2 sets of championship points awarded to the drivers. And firstly, looking at the Victorian State Series. With his victory in the final race and good early season form, it's Chris Lewis Williams who leads that table, now comfortably ahead of Adam Brewer. Jamie Westaway sits in 3rd, Lyndon Watson, Mark Torbets complete the top 5, Cameron Bella moves up after his podiums at Winton, Michael Westaway, Andrew Goldman remain top 8, while Sam Rofe and now Josh Brisbane retain their spots in the top 10. Over the page, and it's Tony Westaway, Manny Mezzasoma with a good haul of points from Winton, Carter Fox, Mark Verdino and Andrew Jones all on the board despite limited running. Whilst in the overall national 944 Challenge Series, it's now a change at the top, as Adam Brewer charges back to the lead after Winton. Chris Lewis-Williams just 3 points back, and Jamie Westaway still very much in the hunt, just another 2 points behind despite a DNF at Winton. Again, it's Lyndon Watson and Mark Torbitz who make up the top 5, and 6-time champion Cam Bella jumps up 4 spots to sit 6th. Michael Westaway now just ahead of Josh Brisbane. Tony Westaway, Andrew Goldman round out the top 10. Sammy Rofe sits just outside that, with Manny Mezzaselma up 2 spots. Carter Fox, Andy Jones and Mark Verdino round out that table after round 3, again with limited running. If it's close, hard and fast racing in stunning Porsche machinery on some of Australia's best race trucks that you're after, head over to our website www.944challenge.com and check out all the information. The 944 Challenge Series will be back, bigger and better, for round 4, when the championship heads back to Winton, but this time for the iconic Festival of Speed, a 4-day event from the 23rd of July. We look forward to seeing you there. In conjunction with Blendline TV, this has been a production by Pitlane Media.